Well, more than 500,000 Aussies are expected to be diagnosed with skin cancer this year alone. And our next guest has been working on what could become the future of skin cancer diagnosis.
Stefan Mosey and his team have created a world-first patch which could one day replace invasive biopsies, which he says are costing the healthcare industry hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, Stefan joins us now on the couch. Good morning to you. This sounds fascinating, but a personal reason drove this. What was it?
It is. Look, my personal story, and I'm sure everybody has one, it all started with my mother delaying her skin cancer check due to a fear of needles. And unfortunately, what happened was she delayed it for 12 months. It turned out to be a very aggressive type of skin cancer. It then required invasive surgery to remove a fair amount of cartilage around her nostril, then cosmetic procedures to fix it, and as a result she developed sleep apnea, which affected her for the rest of her life. And all of this stemmed from something so tiny that could have been fixed had there been other solutions.
Just before we get to your technology, just quickly, right now, what is the process of a biopsy and the invasiveness of it and how long it takes?
Yeah, so right now, if you have a suspected lesion of concern, you would go to the GP and they would do a biopsy. So they would cut out the lesion and they would send it off to get tested. So that usually takes about 3 or 4 days in the ideal scenario. Other scenarios would be you'd see a GP and the GP would refer you to a dermatologist. You have that wait period and that same thing happens. And what we found out throughout this whole process is even though skin cancer is talked about so much, there is no other way to diagnose a skin cancer other than a biopsy, which is bonkers.
Yeah.
You're going to show us yours.
Correct.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Okay, get out your
We're
kit.
going to be guinea pigs.
Yes. Okay.
But you've already done all the testing
Yes.
and everything, haven't you?
So we've been working on this for 3.5 years. So internal, we've done so many tests and we've validated our solution. So we know this works really well.
Okay.
And this is the future of skin cancer testing. It's a microneedle patch.
Yep.
And the idea is, so just like you would go to the doctors and say, hey, I've got a lesion of concern, let's have a look. Same thing, we have a lesion of concern. Instead of going straight for that biopsy, like the current process, we have a derma patch which can collect some live cells that can be sent off for a genetic analysis.
Oh, so we're actually going to do this. So
Yeah, let's do this.
What do you reckon?
All right.
What do you reckon? Get a load of this.
So generally, you don't have a lot of pigmentation, which is good, but there are 1 or 2 freckles that they do stand out and be great to
I wish I moisturised my legs, but anyway, go ahead.
So it's still going to be sent off, doesn't it, and be tested. So you're not going to know straight away if whatever we have on our skin is cancerous or not.
Correct,
Yeah.
but we've got a faster, more accurate method of doing it than the current process. So
Okay, show us how you're going to
And
do it.
far less invasive.
Where are you going
that's
to put
exactly
it?
it. So we've
So
got a
should we
little...
put? We can see that.
There we
Can
go.
we?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
What if you got hair
Wipe
on
the
the
area.
area?
Stop it, Sherman.
No, I'm just talking about me.
I
I'm
shaved
going to
the
do it
other
on my
day.
hand.
Well, so when we do it on you, it'll be completely fine. So it penetrates the skin, so the hair follicle will be completely okay.
Okay.
So we have a freckle of concern. We apply the patch onto the area, and we put some pressure. This is
It's like
probably
a pen.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is the most amount of pressure that you'll feel.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
it. We do this for 20 seconds, and there's little needles inside, so they've already penetrated the skin.
Oh, have they?
Because they're not long enough to actually reach the nerve, you don't feel anything.
Oh, yeah. It's sort of like someone putting a
That's
pen,
it.
Tingles?
Yep.
the end of a pen on
Okay.
the...
Because you don't like needles very much, do you?
Because most people do.
Yeah.
22% of people have a fear of needles, so welcome to
No,
that
I don't have a
statistic.
real
I thought it was
fear.
way more than that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Can you
yeah.
do me? Oh,
Yeah.
I've got a freckle on
So
my hand,
that's basically
and it's a little bit
what's left
hairy.
That's it. Okay,
That's
you can
it.
sort of see that it really looks like someone stuck a pen on you.
Yeah,
That's it.
And so the needle structures have collected a handful of skin cells.
Yeah.
It gets put into a buffer solution. Oops, hang on, this was a little bit stuck, but that's all right. So basically it goes into the buffer solution,
Yeah.
and that actually gets sent to the lab. And from there, you've got that genetic analysis that can identify, hey, are there any mutations within this particular tissue that could be cancerous?
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have been a big needle, taking that
Yeah.
biopsy, maybe a scalpel to get a
it.
little bit more.
Okay.
We'll do me in the ad break. But
yeah.
Perfect.
that was really impressive because
Thank you.
there are so many people on a daily basis going out and having to get these biopsies done, and it's only going to increase, unfortunately,
Correct.
Yeah.
because of the sun exposure and our skin cancer rates here in Australia. But Stefan, well done to you and your team.
Great, thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
coming in. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. And a full clinical trial of the derma patch is set to begin in WA in the coming months. As always, speak to your local GP if you have any concerns.